Hello and welcome to another PAX East Roundup. Today we're looking at Toy Tactics, a game from Kraken Empire, an indie studio based out of Zaragoza, Spain, who made the trip to America, to the Boston Convention Center, and this past March. Toy Tactics is basically a funny little whimsical take on an RTS. It was released in early access on March 17th, 2023. You can visit their website. They've got an official Discord server. You can find out more about the game on Steam. Basically, Toy Tactics is you are the commander of a group of fighters, and your task is to overcome various obstacles. But the interesting thing about this game is that you don't just move your dudes where you need to go and, you hit the button for go and then they do their thing. No, you get to actually help customize the attack pattern, the formations, by drawing them with a magic brush. In the tutorial, this brush gets stolen, you have to recover it, and the tutorial helps to show you how to move your troops around, how to manipulate the leader of your army, which is generally a king, but I do believe there is at least one queen in the mix. And as you can see from these various screenshots, they have a few different biomes in the works. There's the snowy one that you're looking at, and there's also some stuff that happens, well, that's more fire than snow. There's the lava-filled one where the Draugr live. And basically, it's straightforward. I mean, it's an RTS, but where it really sets itself apart is how you can manipulate your troops, again, using this brush. You can draw anything. And as gamers are wont to do, yes, you can draw that too if you want. However, in basic terms, if you're going to try to play this somewhat seriously, you can draw things like a V formation to kind of, blow a wedge through two separate bits of the other guy's forces. Or you can draw something along the lines of maybe a line over here and a line over there and separate your troops into two separate groups. You can have multiple groups of your own troops, as it were. And as you can see, basically there are various different enemy commanders. This is my favorite one, I think. But I do like this this mage as well, this caster. And of course, the evil unicorns. So the little dude you see, they look like chess pieces, but they wobble. They're called wobblers. And I spoke to Antonio Iglesias at PAX East about the game. He told me that the game does have full controller support. I actually prefer to play with keyboard and mouse. I don't know why. It is compatible with Steam Deck. And even though it doesn't say so on the Steam webpage, it will be available not only in English and Spanish, but also Chinese. So one of the things you can do is not only move your troops about, you can also move your king or queen separately from them or together with them by holding down a certain key or button on your controller. And as you can see, a lot of these are broad strokes taken from various warring times back in the day. There's one obviously based on feudal Japan. There's one based on medieval, like a generic medieval set. Well, actually, there's a King Arthur's Pendragon. Hello. And there's also bird wobblers that go over every area. And there's one that's also like the undead. As you can see, the king of the Japanese faction in purple is taking on the king of the necromancers. The Draugr, I should say, and that was the necromancer as their king. And as you can see, you can draw, again, multiple formations, multiple different patterns, and then you can acquire various troops by, going to encampments and finding your people waiting for you, and you can then add them to your little army. The game has very rich graphics, even though there's like a little bit of, a little bit of whimsy here. But as you can see, there's a queen, as I said. One of the other things you can do is you can also recolor your entire army with a simple palette of colors, as you saw. You know, like your red, orange, green, blue, you know, Roy G. Biv, basically. And again, it's not like supposed to be realistic, which is fine. But the quality of the graphics for the complexity of the game is actually really impressive. I do like the skeletal bat there flying over the necromancer's terrain. And again, there's the color palette that you can use to change your people. As you play the game, you earn currency that you can then spend on blessings, or you can spend on leveling up your character in terms of adding little things. And I did like that every specific unit or every faction has their own little different set of options there. For example, they all get shiny things, blocks, reinforcements, and exploding stuff, which are really, really cool. And the flavor text in the game is actually pretty fascinating. Some of it's, you know, based on real history, but a lot of it's just a bit of silliness. I mean, one of the blessings that you can get by playing the Roman group, like these guys, is you get the option for a Pompeii pizza. Extra thick, hot and spicy. Sure, you can eat it. Heroes, and the blessing says that heroes explode after dying. There's one called the Trojan Horse, like a gift from the Greeks. Every child in Troy wants to have one of these. When they die, cavalry units respawn with a more playful, in air quotes, mount, which kind of sounds like maybe evil unicorns or something. As you can see, yes, you can draw a face and a tie. We know people are not going to be drawing a face and a tie in this game. But the game itself is actually really robust for the size and scale of the game. And again, the color palettes are very, very fascinating. So, like, if you're playing the Roman Legion faction, everything's pretty much red and gold. If you're playing in the snowy biomes, everything's like a bluish color. And if you're playing, for example, the Japanese-themed one, where your critter wobblers are, it looks like a various form of deer or elk, then it's going to be like pinks and, like, you know, cherry blossoms, kind of pinks and fuchsias, a little bit more reds there, but more along the lines of pink. And if you're, you know, playing with the folks in the Undead, everything's kind of purple or black. So, again, the game is very fascinating. I highly recommend it. It's currently available for, what, $19.99? So $20 on Steam. I do not see it necessarily being available on other platforms at this time. However, you can find out more info about this game at krakenempire.com/toy-tactics. And there's a whole bunch of stuff, including the press kit, where, hey, look where I got all these awesome screenshots. And again, this is the quality. These aren't like renders. This is what it looks like in the game. Like, this is what it looked like when I was testing it out over there on over at PAX East. So, a lot of fascinating content in this particular game. And as they like to say on their own website, it's fairly what do they call it? Well, they basically said it's, you know, pretty much straightforward, easy to play, easy to start, complex to master, that kind of dealio. So it's really a fun game. You just need to sit down and just mess with it. If you're, you know, used to playing RTSs, it'll be a lot more accessible to you. But if this is your first RTS, it's not a bad choice. A little bit of fun, a little bit of whimsy, and again, a rich color palette. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing it when I was at PAX. So this is the kind of game you like. I'd say pick it up, give it a spin, and you check out their trailer and whatnot on Steam or on their website. And again, if you like this kind of video, do throw a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more from PAX East coming up soon. Thank you and have a great day, and I'll see you in the funny pages.